He's acknowledging the devotees who are present there. This is a moment where you're seeing the Somnath Temple stand tall. The Prime Minister with folded hands in his devotion, walking inside the Somnath Temple where he will be offering his prayers. Viewers, these are the latest pictures. Let's listen into the Nat ambience.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Damru echoing in the air as Prime Minister Narendra Modi is inside the complex of the Somnath Temple offering his prayers. The Grand Somnath Temple standing tall today as we witness this moment. Yes, Dr. Sampath, I apologize for interjecting, but yes, please continue.
Om Panchanadyaha Saraswati Mapiyanti Sasrotasa Katani Khangina Te Khagbusatrayo Jane Vadhanvani Tanmasi Om Namah Shambhavaya Chamayo Bhavaya Chanamah Shankaraya Chamayaskaraya Chanamah Siva Yacha Sivataraya Cha Sadyo Jatam Prapadyami Sadyo Jataya Vai Namo Namah Om Panchanadyaha Saraswati Mapiyanti Sasrotasa Katani Khangina Te Khagbusatrayo Jane Vadhanvani Tanmasi Om Namah Shambhavaya Chamayo Bhavaya Chanamah Shankaraya Chamayaskaraya Chanamah Siva Yacha Sivataraya Cha Sadyo Jatam Prapadyami Sadyo Jataya Vai Namo Namah Om Panchanadyaha Saraswati Mapiyanti Sasrotasa Katani Khangina Te Khagbusatrayo Jane Vadhanvani Tanmasi Om Namah Shambhavaya Chamayo Bhavaya Chanamah Shankaraya Chamayaskaraya Chanamah Siva Yacha Sivataraya Cha Sadyo Jatam Prapadyami Sadyo Jataya Vai Namo Namah Om Panchanadyaha Saraswati Mapiyanti Sasrotasa Katani Khangina Te Khagbusatrayo Jane Vadhanvani Tanmasi Om Namah Shambhavaya Chamayo Bhavaya Chanamah Shankaraya Chamayaskaraya Chanamah Siva Yacha Sivataraya Cha Sadyo Jatam Prapadyami Sadyo Jataya Vai Namo Namah
We're looking at live pictures from the Somnath Temple. The Prime Minister is currently offering prayers at the shrine where Hindu rituals are underway. Priests are reciting Vedic shlokas. The sound of the Damru is also resonating through the temple complex, a deep rhythmic beat that is filling the air. Once again, viewers, cutting across to the live visuals.
Om Bhadrang Karnebhi Sringaye Tushtu Vaggunshastanu Virvyase Mahi Devahi Tanjadayu Shataminnu Sharado Anti Deva Jatra Nachakara Jara Shantanu Namma Utraso Jatra Pitaro Bhavanti Mano Madhyari Rikhata Yurganto Aditirdyau Raditirantariksham Aditir Mata Sa Pita Sa Putraha Vishve Deva Om Swasti Na Indro Vriddasravaha Swasti Na Pukha Vishwavedaha Rehatpatirdathatu Adav Karmarambhe Shanti Shuktam Bhateta Om Bhadrang Karnebhi Sringaye Tushtu Vaggunshastanu Virvyase Mahi Devahi Tanjadayu शतमिन्नो शरदो अन्ति देवा जतरा नच्चकरा जरशन्तनूनाम् पुत्रासो जत्र पितरो भवन्ति मानो मध्यारीरिखतायुर्गन्तोः आदितिर्द्यौरादितिरन्तरिक्षमदितिर्माता स पिता स पुत्रः विश्वे देवा। ओम स्वस्ति न इंद्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः बृहस्पतिर्दधातु आदौ कर्मारम्भे शांति सूक्तं पठेत्। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृण्वये तुष्टुवाग्गुंशस्तनु वीर्यसेमहि देवहितञ्जदायुः शतमिन्नो शरदो अन्ति देवा जरशन्तनूनाम् पुत्रासो जत्र पितरो भवन्ति मानो मध्यारीरिखतायुर्गन्तोः आदितिर्
We are getting you live visuals from the Somnath Temple where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is steeped in prayer. Hindu rituals are underway inside the shrine. Vedic shlokas are being recited by the priests. The sound of the shlokas marking the ritual and the rhythm of this holy space. The Prime Minister sitting in stillness, his hands folded, absorbed in devotion. As the ceremony continues, this is a moment of reverence and a moment where power pauses before faith. We are continuing to bring you live images from Somnath.
माता पितृ चरण कमलेभ्यो नमः जरशन्तनूनाम् पुत्रासो जत्र पितरो भवन्ति मानो मध्यारीरिखतायुर्गन्तोः आदितिर्द्यौरादितिरन्तरिक्षमदितिर्माता स पिता स पुत्रः विश्वे देवा आदितिः पञ्चजन आदितिर्जातमदितिर्जनित्वम् दीर्घायुत्वाय बलाय वर्चसे सुप्रजात्वाय सहसा देवताभ्यो नमः वाणीरण्यगर्भाभ्यां नमः शची पुरंदराभ्यां नमः उमा महेश्वराभ्यां नमः श्री लक्ष्मी नारायणाभ्यां नमः माता पितृ चरण कमलेभ्यो नमः जरशन्तनूनाम् पुत्रासो जत्र पितरो भवन्ति मानो मध्यारी। ओम विष्णुर्विष्णुर्विष्णुः श्रीमद्भगवतो महापुरुषस्य विष्णुराज्ञया प्रवर्तमानस्य अद्य ब्रह्मणो द्वितीये परार्धे श्री श्वेतवाराह कल्पे कलियुगे कलि प्रथम चरणे भूरलोके भारतखंडे जम्बूद्वीपे आर्यावर्तांतर्गत ब्रह्मावर्तिक देशे कल्पमस्तु। ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ओम विष्णुर्विष्णुर्विष्णुः श्रीमद्भगवतो महापुरुषस्य विष्णुराज्ञया प्रवर्तमानस्य अद्य ब्रह्मणो द्वितीये परार्धे श्री श्वेतवाराह कल्पे कलियुगे कलि प्रथम चरणे भूरलोके भारतखंडे जम्बूद्वीपे आर्यावर्तांतर्गत ब्रह्मावर्तिक देशे कल्पमस्तु। ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ओम विष्णुर्विष्णुर्विष्णुः श्रीमद्भगवतो महापुरुषस्य विष्णुराज्ञया प्रवर्तमानस्य अद्य ब्रह्मणो द्वितीये परार्धे श्री श्वेतवाराह कल्पे कलियुगे कलि प्रथम चरणे भूरलोके भारतखंडे जम्बूद्वीपे आर्यावर्तांतर्गत ब्रह्मावर्तिक देशे कल्पमस्तु। ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ओम विष्णुर्विष्णुर्विष्णुः श्रीमद्भगवतो महापुरुषस्य विष्णोराज्ञया प्रवर्तमानस्य अद्य ब्रह्मणो द्वितीये परार्धे श्री श्वेतवाराह कल्पे कलियुगे कलि प्रथम चरणे भूरलोके भारतखंडे जम्बूद्वीपे आर्यावर्तांतर्गत ब्रह्मावर्तिकदेशे संकल्पमस्तु। ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ओम विष्णुर्विष्णुर्विष्णुः श्रीमद्भगवतो महापुरुषस्य विष्णोराज्ञया प्रवर्तमानस्य अद्य ब्रह्मणो द्वितीये परार्धे श्री श्वेतवाराह कल्पे कलियुगे कलि प्रथम चरणे भूरलोके भारतखंडे जम्बूद्वीपे आर्यावर्तांतर्गत ब्रह्मावर्तिकदेशे संकल्पमस्तु। ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्।
As these images unfold from Somnath Mandir, what you're seeing, viewers, is not just a moment, it is about continuity, where Vedic shlokas are flowing unbroken, just as they have for centuries. The Damru has also resonated in the air, marking the rhythm, its time and eternity. Rituals here are being carried forward. This is about memory that is unmoved by time and unbroken by invaders. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is before Somnath Mahadev, his hands folded and head bowed. There are no words from him, only prayer in this moment. Vedic shlokas are being recited by priests, and these are rituals that are older than power and older than any kind of political narrative. In this moment, you're seeing authority yielding to faith, and this is about devotion, and this is about India's civilizational power. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is at prayer within a civilization that continues unbroken. My colleague Pragya is with us. She's at the Somnath Mandir. From the Shaurya Yatra, Pragya, to Prime Minister Narendra Modi steeped in devotion, Pragya will be joining us as we keep our focus on the live visuals coming in from the Somnath Mandir. We're getting you live coverage, viewers. We're talking about the symbolism of this moment. We're talking about what it represents and what it means, why it is such a historic memory, where those who kept the flame of faith alive, they are being remembered, their sacrifice is being acknowledged. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is at the Somnath Temple offering prayers to Somnath Mahadev. You heard the sound of the Damru that resonated. Right now, the Prime Minister is sitting inside the Sanctum Sanctorum in stillness, his hands folded. He's absorbed in devotion. The ceremony is continuing. This is a moment of reverence. This is a moment where you're seeing power pausing before faith. And we're continuing to bring you live images. My colleague Pragya will be joining us in just moments from now. Hindu rituals are underway inside the Somnath shrine, where Vedic shlokas are being recited by priests. And this is a moment of reverence. This is a moment of faith. Leaving you with the live images.
शंकर महारुद्र सोमेश्वराय नमः। ओम दधिक्रावणो आकारी जिष्णो रसस्य वाजिना सुरभिनो मुखाकारत प्रण आयुक्कुखितिः। ओम ओम नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवतो तैखवे नमः। जाते रुद्र शिवा तनु रघोरा पापकाशिनी जामि कोंगिरि संतास्ते विवर्ग्यस्तवे शिवांगिरि ततां कुरुमाय कुमुते गुरुभं जगता शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाख्या वदामते। ओम दधिक्रावणो आकारी जिष्णो रसस्य वाजिना सुरभिनो मुखाकारत प्रण आयुक्कुखितिः। ओम ओम नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवतो तैखवे नमः। जाते रुद्र शिवा तनु रघोरा पापकाशिनी जामि कोंगिरि संतास्ते विवर्ग्यस्तवे शिवांगिरि ततां कुरुमाय कुमुते गुरुभं जगता शिवेन वचसा गिरिशाख्या वदामते ओम दधिक्रावणो आकारिकं जिष्णो रसस्य वाजिना सुरभिनो मुखाकारत्प्रण आयुक्कुखितिः ओम नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवतो तैखवे नमः जाते रुद्र शिवा तनुरघोरा पापकाशिनी.
Agya is joining us on the phone line as we keep you with the pictures of the Prime Minister steeped in devotion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi offering prayers at Somnath Mahadev, where the Prime Minister is offering, where you're seeing Prime Minister there, his moment of devotion going across to Pragya. Pragya, as we bring our viewers these pictures, this is a moment which talks about Bharat's civilizational strength. The message that's going out today is one where we are remembering the story of Somnath's resilience and the story of Bharat's civilizational resolve.
ओम नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवतो तैखवे नमः जाते रुद्र शिवा तनुरघोरा पापकाशिनी जामि कोंगिरि संतास्ते विवर्ग्यस्तवे शिवांगिरि तदां कुरुमाय कुरुते ब्रूहं जगता शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाख्या वदामते ओम दधिक्रावणो आकारिकं जिष्णो रसस्य वाजिना सुरभिनो मुखाकारत्प्रण आयुक्कुखितिः ओम नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवतो तैखवे नमः जाते रुद्र शिवा तनुरघोरा पापकाशिनी जामि कोंगिरि संतास्ते विवर्ग्यस्तवे शिवांगिरि तदां कुरुमाय कुरुते ब्रूहं जगता शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाख्या वदामते ओम दधिक्रावणो आकारिकं जिष्णो रसस्य वाजिना सुरभिनो मुखाकारत्प्रण आयुक्कुखितिः ओम नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवतो तैखवे नमः जाते रुद्र शिवा तनुरघोरा पापकाशिनी.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is inside the sanctum sanctorum of the Somnath Temple, where he's sitting before Somnath Mahadev, his hands folded, his head bowed. There are no words from him in this moment, only prayers. Vedic shlokas are being recited by priests. The sound of the damru has also echoed across Somnath. These are rituals that are older than power and older than politics. In this moment, you're seeing authority before faith. This is Prime Minister at prayer within a civilization that continues unbroken. Prime Minister Narendra Modi earlier today led the Shaurya Yatra. He honored the defenders of Somnath, and you saw it was a moment where valor was acknowledged. Prime Minister Narendra Modi currently is leading puja at Somnath Temple, bowing before Somnath Mahadev. This is civilization in motion. This is about the continuity of Sanatan's resolve and resilience. At Somnath, time is not asserting itself, it is settling. On the shores of the Arabian Sea stands the Somnath Temple that has seen destruction, viewers, that has seen rebuilding, that has also seen silence and renewal for more than 1,000 years. What you're seeing right now is not just a place of worship. It is a record of civilizational endurance. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has participated in the Somnath Swabhiman Parv. Here is a moment of remembrance. He walked the route of the Shaurya Yatra. It was a ceremonial procession where he honored those who defended the Somnath Temple. This was about those who defended Somnath over centuries of assault. The Yatra moved slowly. We saw how 108 horses led the way. They are symbols of valor and sacrifice. We saw how devotees lined up the streets. We're telling you about everything that unfolded today in Somnath as we keep the pictures of the Prime Minister offering his prayers live from the Somnath Temple. This is not just acknowledgement of history. This is telling you a story of a civilizational about a story about how the defenders of Sanatan protected the Somnath Mandir. Inside the temple today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is offering prayers. Shlokas are being recited. In a few moments from now, the Prime Minister will also address a gathering. Our Rajagopalan is joining us on the phone line as we tell our as we keep our viewers, as we show these visuals of the Prime Minister in prayer at the Somnath Temple, our Rajagopalanji, and as we talk about the strength of Bharat's civilizational strength. Today, in this moment, when the Prime Minister acknowledges the valor of the defenders of Sanatan, what is the larger message that goes out to an ecosystem that brands this moment as communal?
Mr. Narendra Modi's larger message is very clear: Sanatan Dharma, preserve that. Because of Ghazini Muhammad who wanted to finish this temple of Somnath, and which it's a political one, madam. Today, Prime Minister's meeting is going to be very important. You are seeing the visuals, so it's a very, very important. And apart from that, the pujas and the mantra, recitation of mantras are very important. But focus would be on Prime Minister, what he is going to speak. He is going to compare UPA regime of 10 years of Dr. Manmohan Singh regime with Ghazini Muhammad, and also what Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru said in his letters to C. Rajagopalachari, Governor General, and then later the President of India, Rajendra Prasad. There are 17 to 18 letters, controversial letters of Jawaharlal Nehru, which he penned against Mr. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So it is going to be very important, and Prime Minister chose the land of Gujarat, his own home state, to express his displeasure against Congress regime.
This is a nation today, in this moment, that is suggesting that modernity and memory can coexist. It is also suggesting that remembrance is not regression, that faith, when it is rooted in continuity, need not feel apologetic, does not have to apologize. At Somnath today, history is not being recast, viewers. It is being allowed to breathe. The Prime Minister is offering prayers at the Somnath Temple, and in this moment, between prayer, between that procession, and also between silence and the rhythm of Vedic chants, what you're seeing is also keeping a civilization alive. This is the story of Somnath. This is why the Somnath Swabhiman Parv is being marked today, to tell the country, to retell the stories of courage, to retell the stories of unsung heroes who fought invaders, who protected the Somnath Temple. This is a story of a temple that, that was attacked multiple times and once again stands tall. In the sanctum sanctorum of the Somnath Temple, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is offering prayers. He's steeped in devotion as Vedic rituals continue. We're getting you live coverage from the Somnath Temple on Somnath Swabhiman Parv.
ओम यज्ञोपवीतं परमं पवित्रं प्रजापतेर्यः सहजं पुरस्तात् आयुष्यमग्रं प्रतिमुञ्चसुपरं यज्ञोपवीतं बलमस्तु तेजः जातमग्रतः देवा अयजन्त साध्या रेखायश्च जे श्रीखण्डं चन्दनं दिव्यम् ओम यत्पुरुषं व्यददो कतिधाव्य कल्पयन् कवचिने च नमो वर्मिणे च भरुथिने च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेन च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हनन्याय च भगवते सांब सदाशिवाय महारुद्राय कर्णाजाम अवलिता रौद्रा नभो रूपाः पार्जन्याः सुजातो ज्योतिका सहस्रम परूथमा सदस्वाहा ओ अग्ने विश्वरूपगो संयस्व विभावसो ओम यज्ञोपवीतं परमं पवित्रं प्रजापतेर्यः सहजं पुरस्तात् आयुष्यमग्रं प्रतिमुञ्चसुपरं यज्ञोपवीतं बलमस्तु तेजः
Visuals coming in from Somnath Temple in Gujarat, where Prime Minister Modi is currently performing puja at the sacred shrine. The Prime Minister is, as you can see in the visuals, he's offering prayers at the first Adi Jyotirlinga, a temple that stands as a symbol of India's civilizational faith and resilience. Chants, rituals and Vedic mantras echoing as the Prime Minister leads this puja, with thousands of devotees that are present in Somnath, and a massive security deployment that is also in place. So today Prime Minister is leading the charge as far as Somnath is concerned, and attending and leading today's key events of Somnath Swabhiman Parv from Shaurya Yatra with 108 horses to the sacred darshan and puja that you can see on the screen right now.
ओम यज्ञोपवीतं परमं पवित्रं प्रजापतेर्यः सहजं पुरस्तात् आयुष्यमग्रं प्रतिमुञ्च सुपरं यज्ञोपवीतं बलमस्तु तेजः संजातमग्रतः देवा अयजन्त साध्या रेखायश्च जे श्रीखण्डं चन्दनं दिव्यम् ॐ यत्पुरुषं व्यददो कतिधाव्य कल्पयन् कवचिने च नमो वर्मिणे च भरुथिने च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेन च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हनन्याय च भगवते साम्ब सदा शिवाय महारुद्राय संगाः कर्णाजामा अवलिता रौद्रा नभो रूपाः पार्जन्याः ॐ सुजातो ज्योतिका सहस्रम परूथमा सदस्वाः ओ अग्ने विश्वरूपगो संययस्व विभावसो ॐ यज्ञोपवीतं परमं पवित्रं प्रजापतेर्यः सहजं पुरस्तात् आयुष्यमग्रं प्रतिमुञ्च सुपरं यज्ञोपवीतं बलमस्तु तेजः ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न जातमग्रतः देवा एक वखत जल अर्पण करवानुं छे मध्य पानीयम पूर्वापोषाणम पुनः भोजयेत् ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा ओम अपानाय स्वाहा ओम अग्निर्देवता वातो देवता सूर्यो देवा विश्वे देवा देवता बृहस्पतिर्देवतेन्द्रो देवता वरुणो देवता कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सेवन्तिका बकुलचम्पकपाटलाब्जैर् पुन्नागजातिकरवीररसार पुष्पैर् ॐ सप्तास्यासन् परिदयत्रे सप्तसमितः कृताः सोमेश्वराय संगाय सप्रियराय नमः शंकर महारुद्र सोमेश्वराय संगाय सप्रियराय नमः प्रार्थना पूर्वक नमस्कारान् समर्पयामि एक वखत जल अर्पण करवानुं छे मध्ये पानीयम पूर्वापोषाणम पुनः भोजयेत् ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा ओम अपानाय स्वाहा ओम अग्निर्देवता वातो देवता सूर्यो देवा विश्वे देवा देवता
Visuals coming in of the Prime Minister offering prayer at the first Adi Jyotirlinga, a temple that stands as a symbol of India's civilization. In fact, for more on this, let me go across to Tushar Gupta, political analyst. Sir, thank you for so much for connecting with Times Now, the Sea of Saffron in Somnath, as we can see right now. And Prime Minister, through this visit, has reminded people of the temple's history of invasion that took place 1,000 years ago, and also the celebration of its reconstruction in 1951. How do you look at this, and how crucial is this?
Let me start with a very humbling thought. How many civilizations from 5,000 years ago can today say that they have retained their civilizational ethos, their culture, their practices? It's none other than our own civilization that can make that claim. You look at the Greeks, you look at the Egyptians, you look at the Persians, everyone is lost to time, unfortunately. But it's the Hindu civilization that has stood the test of time. When we look at the last 1,000 years, we tend to look at identifying India or the subcontinent from the empires that existed. But throughout those empires, from the Sultanate to the Mughal Empire, Empire, then to the British Raj. You had the entire Hindu society displaying a lot of resilience. And Somnath is a testament to that resilience, one of those testaments to that resilience. For a temple to be attacked so many times, to be decimated so many times, and yet 1,000 years later today, we are celebrating its reconstruction. We are celebrating where we came from. It's very easy to think that we are a republic today, but we have been a republic for only 80 years. We have been a civilization for almost 5,000 years. And this is the celebration of those 5,000 years and of those 1,000 years when, we stood the test of time, when we were resilient, and we are celebrating this.
Absolutely, and the Prime Minister has also lauded the valor of all those who protected us. In fact, just a while back, you must have also seen, Tushar Gupta, that he offered prayer at the warrior who protected the temple as well. So, do you think this should be objected to, because opposition time and again has called this also communal?
No, absolutely not. See, again, that was the original point I was trying to make. The last 1,000 years, the last 2,000 years, we look at India through empires, through kings, through monarchs. Why can't we look at those kings also that stood against the attackers, that tried to protect temple, not just Somnath, any temple? You look at the Ram Mandir, for instance, in Ayodhya. There are stories and stories of people shelling out their private property across the 500 years to ensure that the temple sustained. And like this, there have been so many kings, so many stories that are lost to time, that are hidden away, that we do not speak of, that never make it to the school textbooks. Shri Somnath Mahadeva ki.
All right, so those are the visuals coming in from the Somnath Temple in Gujarat, where you can see the Prime Minister is currently performing puja. At the sacred shrine, he is offering prayer at the first Adi Jyotirlinga, a temple that stands as a symbol of India's civilizational faith as well. And in fact, the celebration marks a legacy of resilience coming 1,000 years after the first historic invasion of the temple. And those are the visuals coming in from Somnath Temple. Have a look.
तपोयज्ञ क्रियादिषु यूनं सम्पूर्णतां याति सद्यो वन्दे तमच्युतं विष्णवे नमः हरि हरि विष्णवे नमः ओम नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव हर श्री सोमनाथ महादेव की.
So before this, the Prime Minister led the Shaurya Yatra, then now he has conducted the puja, and after this, Shaurya Sabha, where he will be addressing the devotees, thousands of them who have come to Somnath to get a glimpse of the Prime Minister and also go to the temple that has a long history. For more on this, let me go across to Rahul Ishwar, activist. Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us. This day is quite crucial because in a way, going to Somnath Temple, Prime Minister has reminded people that it is good to go to temples, but one must also remember the history. But when it comes to the Somnath Temple, there has been a long history of invasion and then also reconstruction in 1951.
Absolutely. And Somnath is a great symbol of resilience, history, spirituality, heritage, and also a paradigm shift in public policy. We all know that at the time of independence, there were three major positions regarding Somnath. A center-left Nehruji opposed it, a center-right-leaning Patel, Sri Rajagopalachari, people like K.M. Munshi, Rajendra Prasad supported it. It was Mahatma Gandhi, our father of the nation, who played a centrist role and finally supported the rebuilding of Somnath Temple. And Mahatma Gandhi rightly said it is a great Hindu pride moment that is there. So Somnath is a great symbol of Hindu renaissance, Hindu revivalism, Hindu resurgence. And who else will support and celebrate our temples if not us? So we should celebrate our temples. We should celebrate the history, heritage of our temple. That is our civilizational value. And we should not be secular shy about it. I'm a proud Hindu activist, but I respect our Muslim and Christian brothers. That is the Gandhian secularism that we should practice. We have a Nehruvian secularism thought which denies and decries Hinduism. That need not be done. If we, being the largest Hindu majority nation, if we are not celebrating our Hindu culture, who else will? So we should proudly showcase, respect, celebrate it. At the same point of time, like Modi ji says, we should have a Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas approach, a pluralistic framework, and inclusive approach. And Somnath is a great celebration of such thing. And PM rightly pointed out there is a history behind it, there is a heritage behind it, there is spirituality behind it, and we should be aware about that. This is not to create enmity towards anyone. This is harmony and not hate. This is not revenge but resilience. This is learning from the past, building it on the present, and building for the future. And I think that's a right approach. It's a razor-thin path that Modi ji is walking, where he rightly balances the Hindu pride with needs for inclusivity. And Modi ji has been doing wonderfully for the past 10 to 11 years of the same approach. And that approach is extremely critical. So along with history, heritage, science, spirituality, culture, Modi ji is also bringing a marked shift or a paradigm shift in the matters of public policy. From the Nehruvian secularism, we have moved into much more of a Gandhian pluralism framework, where people like Modi ji rightly showcases India's proud past, civilizational history, Hindu glory, Indian culture, and also reaches out to all communities.
Absolutely.
And one more thing, he recently went to a church where he celebrated Christmas. He sent chadar to Ajmer Dargah. These are all good gestures. So this is the right kind of secularism or pluralism we need, not the Hindu denying pseudo-secular approach.
Absolutely, and that has been the focus of the Prime Minister. And through this visit to Somnath, he has reminded people that it's very important to celebrate the history of the temples, to remember them as well. Thanks so much for connecting with us. I'm also joined by Dr. Deep Muni, political analyst. Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us. How do you look at this visit of the Prime Minister to Somnath? Because in the last few years, he has made it his focus to ask people to connect with the temples. We saw in 2024 the consecration ceremony at the Ayodhya Temple, and before that, as far as Kashi Vishwanath corridor is also concerned, that was also inaugurated by the Prime Minister, and now the focus is on the Somnath Temple.
See, the most important thing today is our Honorable Prime Minister is taking things ahead regarding the Shaurya Yatra to Somnath Puja. But here we should always focus on reuniting and accepting the diversity in religion and culture of our country, rather than dividing ourselves in terms of religion. We have seen some
So these are the visuals coming in from Somnath Temple. In fact, you can see thousands of devotees are there in Somnath. The temple town has been completely transformed, and there on your screen, Prime Minister interacting with the devotees there. And let me once again go back to Dr. Kashdeep Muni, political analyst. Continue. You were making your point about Prime Minister's visit to this crucial temple town.
See, the Prime Minister's visit today is a landmark visit, because it shows that he respects all religions. Recently, he visited a church also. But in this particular visit, this should not be seen as an act of dividing the nation, but it should be seen as an act of accepting different diversities in our nations. We have seen number of MLAs and MPs of Bharatiya Janata Party, MP Radha Mohan Singh, MLA Anirudh Deva. These people are talking about how this particular visit is against Muslims, and this takes a Hindu majority nation towards a new enlightenment. This should stop, because our nation is a secular nation. Our nation accepts all religion, all culture, all creed. Everybody has space. And that is why in this particular thing, when our Honorable Prime Minister is accepting and chanting Om Namah Shivaya with the devotees of Hindu community, he also accepts the Christian committee, the Muslim community, and recently he visited a number of Muslim community places also. This should be seen as Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas initiative, a new initiative, of course, by Bharatiya Janata Party, which we have not seen earlier. We have seen that Bharatiya Janata Party has been always seen as a dividing force in our country. But by our Prime Minister going to religious places of all religions, it shows that he is accepting diversity in our country. But again, we have seen that MPs, MLAs and leaders of Bharatiya Janata Party are quoting Ghaznavi's attack and Somnath to be a resurgence of Hindu nationalism. This should stop. This is not Hindu nationalism. This is Indian nationalism, which is something different than Hindu nationalism. India is a place where all the religions, all the creeds, all the castes and communities live together in harmony, which we don't see in other places, in other countries. This initiative of our Honorable Prime Minister should be seen as acceptance of the diversity rather than an act of dividing the country. I think the quotes of some of the leaders like Radha Mohan Singh and Anirudh Deva, these people should shut their mouth, and our Honorable Prime Minister is taking a leap ahead. They should accept this rather than just talking in behind and talking to their own sycophantic community. This is Indian national resurgence, where all religions, all cultures, all communities can live together harmoniously. This is not a dividing act, and there should not be never a fight between any dividing act as well. We also can see that our Honorable Prime Minister is happy, and he has been distributing damaroos, which was magnificent. He has been doing the same when he was visiting a church to their own cultures. He did the same when he visited a mosque in their own culture. So these things really define our country. Our country is a country of faith, religion, where number of people can live harmoniously. And this is an example to some of the racist nations. We have seen, I'll not name them, but we have seen that racist attack in some of the foreign nations. This does not happen in our country. We can see that the elation, and when a senior leader is participating in this elation, this shows acceptance. This shows that different people can live together harmoniously, and we can see that how our Honorable Prime Minister is taking things forward. This is a message to some of the dividing people in our nation also, who on the name of Bharatiya Janata Party, on the name of RSS, are boiling their own pot of politics. Some of the senas that has been created, which have been attacking Christians recently. Some of the senas that have been created, which are attacking the Dalit communities recently. Our Honorable Prime Minister should ensure that these things should stop, because India is not about attacks. India is not about dividing. India is about acceptance. Every 100 meters, the language changes, the food changes. This is a nation which defines the country, and I am so happy to see that our Honorable Prime Minister is taking a leap ahead by accepting all religions and all cultures. This is a step ahead and big milestone.
Absolutely, and that is the beauty of our nation, India. In fact, stay on with us. Those are the visuals coming in from Somnath Temple. Thousands of devotees are in Somnath, and the temple town has been completely transformed. And their Prime Minister interacting with the devotees. Listen in. Bring in political analyst Tushar Gupta. Thank you so much, sir, for staying on with us. We are talking about a temple that has been attacked and broken multiple times across centuries, and yet it was rebuilt again and again. But I want to point out one thing. Just a few days back, in fact, Prime Minister wrote an article in which he had mentioned that in 1951, when the temple was reconstructed, it was the then in fact, Prime Minister Nehru who had objected to this. He had mainly said that people on the constitutional post should not be part of such events. But now, after 75 years, we are witnessing that Prime Minister is leading the charge as far as the Shaurya Yatra is concerned, the Sabha is concerned, and also doing the puja. So what do you think has changed in the last 75 years, or should we continue the way the Congress party used to?
An example of what has changed in the last 75 years, particularly in the last 11 years. In 1951, when the president, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, was in the consecration ceremony of the Somnath Temple, the All India radio blacked out his speech. It blacked it out completely. Now look at where we are today. News channels, radio, digital channels, social media, everyone is sort of mesmerized by the humbling sights from Somnath. This is what has changed, that the state is no longer apologetic about its civilizational roots. For odd reasons, which I will never be able to understand, Nehru was somewhere of the opinion that the state and the religion should be separate, but that did not stop him from creating other bills, Hindu Code Bill, for instance, or the Waqf Amendment, for instance, in the 1950s. So if you're going to separate state from religion, you have to show some degree of consistency there. To tell the president in that day to not perform the consecration ceremony, to not be there, I think that really reeks of some sort of an inconsistency in policy making, which I think we've overcome today. Today, the state is not sort of apologetic about its religion, any religion for that matter. The Prime Minister was in the church, he regularly interacts with other communities, he has been to a Gurdwara Sahib a number of times. So today, the state is actually in spirit telling the people, yes, there is the freedom of religion. You want to practice whatever you wish to. We are standing with you. There is no apology to it. So that is what has really changed. And one more thing. In the last 1,000 years, how many temples we have lost in the north of Vindhyas? There's countless number of temples we've lost. But now we're not just rebuilding those temples, we're also improving those temples. There are new corridors being built. There are a new generation coming up that's now acquainting itself with the civilizational roots. They're acquainting itself with the culture. They're acquainting themselves with the history of these temples. And now they go to, say, Kashi or in Ujjain, and they look at the infrastructure that is being built to accommodate millions and millions of devotees. You go to Uttarakhand, the kind of infrastructure that is enabling millions of devotees to go there every year for the Char Dham Yatra. So, you know, all these things, they really matter. But at the end of the day, we have to understand, if the state has to, encourage religion, there should be consistency in policy. And that is the difference we have today as compared to 1951.
Absolutely. So a lot of things have changed in the past few years. On that, I want to go back to Dr. Akashdeep Muni. Sir, I want to ask you, as far as Prime Minister there is in fact concerned, how do you look at this? Because time and again, questions have been asked. There are several parties who have called this communal as well.
One simple thing I want to cite today, that there are a number of claims that is being made regarding Nehru, and which are simple, straight lies, which are being peddled. Again, I'll say people here are wanting to divide the nation by this act of Honorable Prime Minister. This should stop. Just point by point. Claim 1. Nehru harbored the greatest hatred for Lord Somnath and opposed the reconstruction. Am I quoting Sudhanshu Trivedi, the spokesperson of Bharatiya Janata Party? He said this. But in But when we go into the facts of the history, on November 12th, 1947, at a public gathering in Junagadh, Deputy Prime Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel announced the temple restoration, which was ordered by the Nehru-led Union Cabinet. Even Mahatma Gandhi at a prayer meeting on January 13, 1948, supported the idea. So why, I don't know, the people are trying to peddle lies. Again, there is a fact that, there is a claim, false claim, that Nehru surrendered to Pakistan Prime Minister Liaquat Ali Khan and downplayed the temple to appease him. Again, this is a full total lie. The full letter dated April 21, 1951 reveals that it was in response to Pakistani propaganda that these lies were peddled. So whatever some of the leaders of Bharatiya Janata Party are peddling, these are simple lies which are peddled, interestingly, by Pakistan. So you're falling for Pakistan, friends, when you are supporting these type of lies, and you're speaking against your own Indian Prime Minister and falling for Pakistan. Please stop this.
Absolutely. In fact, those are the visuals coming in from Somnath Temple of the Prime Minister there interacting with the devotees. Stay on with us. In fact, we are taking a very short break.